morning, everyone. Gina coming to you from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today is Wednesday, May 20th, and we are here for the Sunset Coast Stamp-a-Stack. So while you guys are popping on, tell me what's new and exciting in your world. Here we go. Look for you guys here. Lots of stuff happening. So this month, oh, my face was like up close and personal to you guys. This month we have a special going on right now to join my team and the community of wonderful stampers we have. You can order $125 worth of product for $99. But you get a bonus. You can get all 5 new in colors, which is a great value that you can add to your kit, or is it 30 or 35?
35, I think.
35, I think. It's either 30 or 35. If you don't want the ink pads, you could add to 35. Your kit. 35. Okay. So I would love for you to join my community. We're trying to grow here and build the team. So reach out if you guys have any questions about that. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Oh, yesterday we got to see pre-order for some fall and holiday stuff coming, and let me tell you, there's some really great stuff coming your way. So those will be online exclusives that will be available to customers in July, but as demonstrators, that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator, is that we get to order things early and see things early and get to know everything just that little bit earlier than everybody else. Hello, Margene, welcome. So that is very exciting, and like I said, there's some really cool stuff coming our way, so be on the lookout. So while you guys are popping in, I'll show you guys, I have a couple things that I can share with you today, classes that you guys can still order. So this class here, this is a mini album. I did this class. This was my first YouTube video that I did on my channel. So speaking of that, make sure you guys are following me over there. You can find me at Glitter and Ink with Gina. So it's the and symbol here, just like my Facebook page. You guys want to head on over there, follow me, because eventually, probably closer to June here, we'll be kind of transitioned to my page versus here at the Cards by Christine page. So make sure you guys are following me there. I think we're up to 167 followers. So the next goal is to hopefully hit that 200. So it was National Scrapbook Day, and I made a mini album. So we're going to make this mini album. I did the video already. We're going to be in person Saturday, June 13th. 9:00 a.m. So if anybody would like to join me in person, please reach out. If you would like to go kits, there's still kits available. I'll be doing, I just have to place an order for some more DSP, and I think some of the gems are on back order, but I'll be doing another shipment of this in June. So reach out if you would like a kit. So we have these fun, this is the water side paper. And we have these flaps. This goes like this. So you have the flaps here, and they open. So you can get 3 photos here and 3 photos here. And I'm actually going to make some of these for some graduates this year. So this would make a nice gift for Father's Day, graduations, a birthday, anything like that. And then this whole thing is like a flip flap, and you can get, I think it's 13 photos in here. Or you could add some journaling, you could add some more DSP, whatever you want through here. And then we have a pocket over here, and this pulls out like this. So you can put more photos and more journaling. And you could even add a photo to the back of this if you wanted. So the cost of this is $40 plus shipping. You get a full pack of the Waterside DSP, of course some twine and embellishments, pearls, things like that. So this is available. And then I still have this month's technique class. Oops, I'm missing 1 card. I will have to double check, but there's 4 cards. And I used the new impressions folder. And the phrases and frames dies and stamp set to go with it. So like I said, there's 1 more card that goes with this, Oh, here it is. I mixed it up with today's class. There we go. So if you guys want these, reach out. All right, so for today's class, we are going to be playing with this beautiful Sunset Coast paper. Isn't this gorgeous? It has a little iridescent in the middle where like the sunsets are. It's super pretty. So with this class, it was you got a full pack of paper. Now in your paper pack, I already cut, so you'll see I already took this piece out of your paper packs and I die cut the lighthouse out of this already. And then you guys just need to cut the rest of your DSP. So let's get started. We'll see what card I have first. Okay. So I think this is going to be, we're going to try a new technique with this. So you're going to make 4 of each design. You're going to need your trimmer here. We've got our card base, our white. This Secret Sea mat is the same size as the front of your card. This is what we're going to use to adhere our DSP to. So this is a 5.5 by 4 1/4. Whoops, Leaning Tower of Pisa. So this is the card we're going to be playing with. Look at that DSP, gorgeous. So this seems to be a really popular technique right now. I forget, is it called Double Vision, I believe? Which paper is this? They're all so pretty. I should have been a little more organized, I guess. Here we go. So it has like this bluish, purplish background on the back, okay? We'll set that all aside. So we're going to need to cut this at 4 1/4 going this way and 5.5. So what I did, so this is 6, so I'm going to take, so your sun here on this paper is off to your right side. I'm going to take and cut a 1/2 inch off on this side, and this will make it 5.5. Let's see if I can cut this all right. And then this needs to be 4 1/4. So there we go. So set that aside, and then we're going to cut this. Make sure I cut this right. I didn't. Okay, I did. So 4 1/4 by 5.5. I'm going to cut this one right away. And save these pieces because we will use these for the inside of our card. All right. So put one aside. You're going to want to do these individually. You're not going to want to cut them at the same time because you don't want your pieces to get out of order. So this is like putting a puzzle together. Hello, Linda. So here we go. So we're going to cut these 1/2 inch strips. And then we're going to lay them out in order. Oops. See, I was getting out of order. So keep them in their order. Now I'm only making 2 of each card versus 4 of each card. But you'll get the idea of what you need to do. And I don't know why this is, but I always have one that's just slightly bigger. And I know the lady that I watched do this, she also had the same issue. Okay, so we're gonna bring in, oops, our piece of paper here. And I'm gonna start with this one on the end. And we're gonna be doing every other one. So this one is going to get glued down like this. Now this one we're not going to put adhesive on. You do not want to do this. We are just using this for placement. So you lay that one down. Don't add adhesive. Add adhesive to the next one. So you're adding adhesive to every other one. Okay, and when you're done with that, you can lift this one up, put it aside, keep them in order. We're going to put this one down here. Just laying this one down, add adhesive to this one. So we're just using this for spacing. Okay, lay the next one down. And I'm not putting glue all the way across because I have those birds cut out of the center, so we don't want glue oozing out. And pull that one back up. Lay that down. Put that out. Okay. So there we go. We've got half of it done. Now we're going to take this other half, and these are all going to get dimensionals on them. So you're going to flip all these over, flipping them over, keeping them all in order. Hello, Holly. How is everyone doing today? I think I'm going to use some bigger dimensionals. Anyone have any big plans for the holiday weekend? I think here we should have a pretty decent weekend as far as weather goes. It's not looking like it's going to be overly hot, or there's a tiny bit of rain in the forecast, but maybe that will go away. Right now, our yard looks out of control. We had some damage from some of the storms that took down. We have a fairly large wood fence around our property, and a tree took down part of it. Some of it was rotted, so we have a fence we're taking down, and I have weeds that are now the size of plants that I need to take care of. So hopefully it'll be a lot of time spent outside this weekend. Okay. Now remember, you kept these all in order. And then these popped up pieces go in between like that. So a very simple card, but a really cool technique. Has anyone done this technique on any designer series paper yet? This was my first time doing this. Make sure you don't put it on upside down. Don't put the sky where the water is supposed to be. Almost did that. Okay, that's it. That's how easy this is. So it's basically just raising every other one with dimensionals and gluing the other ones down flat. And then this piece here, I used this as a guide. You could just lay it straight on your card base, but I just wanted this as a guide in case I needed to trim off anything. I did pretty good. So this can get glued to the front of our card. Like so. All right, now time for a little bit of stamping. And we're actually going to take, you can use the 1/2-inch strips that you have already, and you can put one on the side, or you can cut this down. I don't believe this strip, yeah, it's just shy of being wide enough for an envelope. So I want this piece to go on the bottom. So I'm just cutting another 1/2-inch strip out of our scrap, and I'm going to cut 2 of them right away. One for our next card. Like I said, you could use these, the ones that have the sky and the sea, and put them on the side. I just want a piece on the bottom though. Okay. So we'll glue this to the bottom. So pretty. And I picked this piece because there's all this iridescent on the bottom. You don't see that so much on the other pieces. And then we will just trim that little piece off right there. Ta-da! Okay, so the stamp set, in case you guys have not seen it, this is the stamp set that goes with it. So you can make, here's some water, and you can make a little, I don't know what you want to call this, a cave or whatever. And then here are the dies. So just note, these 2 pieces don't cut out completely. They cut out like this. So the image is cut, you know, into the paper. It doesn't cut out a separate circle. So we have You Brighten My Day. And we're going to be using Secret Sea. go. And what should we put on the inside? I'm going to bring in scallop blooms, and we're going to use Thank You. You could stamp the water on the bottom if you wanted to also. That would be an option. And I am going to stamp a little sailboat. Right here on the water. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. I love this. Good morning, Sharon. It is a rainy day by you. Right now, we've got a little bit of cloud cover, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to rain today. The sun was shining bright over by my house, so I guess we'll see what, like I said, what today brings. All I know is it would be nice if it got all the rain out of the way now before the weekend. You guys can hear some taping going on. Packages are being worked on. Okay, so we can glue our inside in. Hello, Carissa.
Hi, Carissa.
Actually, the birds are not stamped. They are a die cut, Carissa. But if you had used a bird stamp, you would want to have stamped them before cutting your paper. But they are die cut, so that makes it really easy. So we've got 3 birds here. This is actually from the... That's from this set, never mind. I was working on another set and that one didn't have birds and I felt like it should have had birds. Okay, so I've got some Secret Sea ribbon here. But before we do that, there is some really cool shimmery vellum that goes with this suite. It comes in this color. This is kind of a goldy, I would say it has more of a gold sparkle to it. There's a pink one and a blue one, and we're using all 3 in here. And then we're gonna take, there's these 2 notches in here, and I'm just gonna cut this in half like that. And I'm gonna add a little bit of glue on the netting. Krista says hi, Chris. Okay, so there's that. And we're just using this to spread out this cool netting. You could use some tear tape, you could use glue dots, whatever is your preference. I'm actually going to put this on an angle so I can put my ribbon. You guys watching this? Are you laughing at me with my liquid glue here? I should just put it on with tear tape, because now I have glue all over me. So we'll just do this so it doesn't move. And then we have a piece for our ribbon here. So this will just weave back and forth like this. Cut this at an angle. All right, and now we'll add some dimensionals. Okay, so this is going to go off in the corner, like so. You want to make sure you don't cover up your sunset here. And then I'm going to use some glue dots to adhere my birds. Like that, and then we have one tiny bird yet. And I'll have to admit, at first I didn't know which direction this bird went. He's kind of a weird shape. Chris agrees with me. Let's see, I'm gonna tuck him in there, like that. So there we go, and then we gotta add some gems. So you each got a pack of gems with this. So we're using these, I don't know, they're kind of like a reddish pinkish, but you can choose whatever color you like. Okay, so there's color number 1, and then we finish off with a little bit of, we'll still up these birds a little bit. Like that, and then I'm actually going to sparkle up the sunshine. So there we go, card number 1. Now we're going to do the same thing with the next card, of course, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. I've not done this, and I've seen other demonstrators do this, so I kind of want to try it. I couldn't find my embossing folder that I wanted, but we're going to emboss every other piece here. So there's number 1. Let's bring in our piece of paper. So we're going to cut our strips. Again, these are 1/2-inch strips. You could do 1-inch strips, whatever you want with any DSP. And once again, make sure you lay them in order so you keep your pattern the same. Hello, Yvonne, welcome. Oops, I cut that one a little big. It's gonna be a focal point, guys. I must have shifted it as I looked at my phone. Okay, so put this aside. All right, now we need our other piece, or our other kit, I should say. Pull out your mat, and we're going to do the same thing. Remember, keeping all these in order. So this one's going to go right here on the edge. Glue this one down. Make sure it's flush. Now that second one, remember, we don't add adhesive to this one yet. Grab the next one. So every other one, we're going to add adhesive. This is just to do your spacing. Okay, and then we can pull this one up and set it aside. Bring in the next one. Remember, you have your spacer. Add adhesive to that next one. Okay, pull this one up. Set it aside. Lay this one down. Adhesive on this one. Such an easy technique. Oh, unless you put the sky and the water upside down. Okay, so now I have all of these pieces left. These are the pieces we're going to pop up, but before we do that, we're going to bring in our embossing folder, and I brought in this swirly one. I wanted the soft waves, but I couldn't find it this morning. So I'm just going to lay these in my embossing folder. So we'll either like this and love it, or we're going to hate it. We're going to find out. Kitty, are you getting in trouble over there? Grandma Janet is
He's getting love. Forced affection.
extra love, guys. Extra love. Okay. So this is a thinner embossing folder. So you just need your big plate, a clear plate, and another clear plate. So we're going to run that through. Remember, keep them in order. Ta-da. Okay, now flip them all over. Add your dimensionals. I couldn't find my sticky scissors this morning either, so I need to find those also. My craft room is a mess and definitely needs some love and attention. I have to make room for all the new stuff that's been coming out. So, what is everyone's favorite bundle stamp set in the new catalog? I would say this is probably one of my favorite papers. Favorite bundle. I always love things that are summery. And we have Relax and Splash is an online exclusive. I really like that. But I love the dies of the scallop and blooms or boutique or, you know. I get them all confused because of the scrapbook page, the scrap paper, or the scrapbook paper, all of that. So once again, these are all popped up and you're going to put them in the empty spaces. But then again, I really love Waterside Retreat too. Carissa is a Scenic Coast Suite. Holly, you're the Waterside Retreat. Okay. They're all beautiful. I have to say, I feel like I'm probably a broken record, but there's some really awesome stuff in this catalog that look at that. My one that I messed up on is even the one that had the sunshine on it. So what's the sunshine pop up? Oh, you love flowers, but have been trying to do different things. I think we all love flowers, and I think that's why Stampin' Up! Comes out with flowers, is flowers always sell. You can always make a card with flowers, but it's really nice to see them do some different sets like this. Like, this is a perfect, as we talk about, we just had Mother's Day, and now Father's Day will be around the corner, and actually, like, looking at the Waterside album that I did and making those for graduations. Now I would use the Waterside. You could do it for anything. It could be for Father's Day, but I also thought, it would also make a nice graduation gift for a guy. Not that guys are good about, maybe printing pictures and putting them in something, but it's a nice little keepsake. That one's just a wee bit crooked. And for me, being, my first instinct a lot of times is I think as a scrapbooker, not necessarily as a card maker. So I love when they come out with different stuff like this, because when I'm scrapbooking, I want something that kind of goes with what we were doing, whether we were swimming or at the beach or in the mountains. So different things like that. So here we go. And it's a really subtle difference, but I think it looks really, really cool. So like I said, just every other, you can see it right here where that embossing folder is a little bit. So something different, a different way to do this. So you could do half of your cards the way we did it the first time, and then you could do the other half and you could emboss them. So you have options out there. So pretty cool, right? Okay, so we're gonna add that strip to the bottom. I think, we gravitate towards flowers because they're easy and, well, they're pretty, right? But it's so fun when they come out with something different like this. And then when they have the most pretty paper here. Okay, snip off that little bit extra. We'll stamp our thank you. So this Friday, I will be back again. We will be doing the Heirloom Boutique scrapbook workshop. So we take the workshop apart and do 6 alternative pages and 5 cards with it. So I'll be live after Chris does her showcase. So the plan is for 4, but it might be shortly thereafter, depending how the showcase runs.
How much I talk?
Well, how much we all talk, right? Like,
Was it?
and actually before,
So let's do this one first. And I'm going
I clean off, I am actually going to put a little sailboat on the front of my envelope. Oh yes, you can't go wrong with Silly Old Bear with the Winnie the Pooh set either. I can't wait to play with that set. I am a Disney fan, so of course that was definitely on my list. I hope we see more in the future with some of the Disney stuff. I would love to see that. Okay, so we set our envelopes aside. Now I can finish cleaning off my stamps. So hopefully I don't get ink all over the place. All right, we can put this on the inside. And I noticed, I was looking through things this morning a little bit. It looks like the embossing folder was out of stock for a while for Silly Old Bear. And that is back in stock, so yay. Okay, and then this gets glued on the outside. And it looked like a few other things were back in stock, so that is one great thing about that feature that they have, is you can sign up to get notified when things are back in stock. Okay, so there's that. We're gonna maybe be a little bit smarter about the netting here. So the netting gets cut in half, and I cut it where these notches are here. And then I'll put some more on the back to adhere our ribbon. Got 2 rows here, both of them sitting out, but this one is coming to the end. Okay. So I'll angle that, put that aside, add some dimensionals. Okay. Like I said, I put this off to the side here. Make sure you don't cover up your beautiful sunshine. And then we'll add our boats. Our boats. Our birds. Our boats will be a different card. Oh, Waterside Retreat. Remember I was talking about, I felt like a set should have a bird stamp. It was Waterside Retreat. Okay, let's get our wonky bird on. Add some gems. So can you guys tell, do you guys like this with the embossing folder, or do you like it just plain? I don't know if you can tell much of a difference in person or online versus in person, but it's just a little subtle difference. Really cool. So there we go. There's these 2 cards. So you'll make a total of 4. And then you can also add my strips here. You're going to have extra paper so you can do your envelopes. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to do the blue. And I believe we need a 2-inch strip. Let me double check this. 2 1/4, sorry. 2 1/4. So it's nice you've got this nice kind of watery, speckly background on one side. Okay, so Chris has her cutting machine set up different than mine, or her trimmer here. I have my score blade on the top and she has hers on the bottom. So I keep grabbing it. The wrong one. Okay, so all you do with this is add some glue here on the outside of your flap, and then place your paper right up to your fold line here. You like both ways. I know. It's hard to decide. So, and play with different folders too. Different folders will give you a different look too. Okay, so then all you have to do now is go through with your scissors. I feel terrible, I'm using my ribbon scissors right now. So just like that, so you have your beautiful envelope flap. Okay, and we'll do this one. Oh, I agree with you, Sharon. This is definitely, I love the colors of this DSP, plus having that little bit of iridescent shimmer is so pretty. And we've not had anything that I can remember like this. They have really upped their game, I feel like, over the last few years with some of their DSP. So, just like that. So we stamp the outside. We've got our pretty flap here. Okay. So, our next card will be these guys, because they're right on top. Let me find them in here. So, like I said, this is the back side and this is the front side. So the purple side is the piece you're looking for. That's what goes underneath. And the purple side, I have these die cut for you. Okay, so these will be tucked in your little envelopes already. And look at this. Look at this pretty shimmer. So we have this shimmer paper and then we have in color shimmer paper. But this is vellum and the other one is more cardstock. So I'm going to take both of those out. We'll set our envelopes aside. And this piece we need to cut at, I believe, 4 1/4 by 5, or 4 by 5 1/4. So what I did is I cut an inch off of one side. Uh-oh, I wrote this wrong. All right, ixnay that one. I hate when I cut things wrong. I don't think I have another one because I made lots of, oh, here we go. Let's try this again. Oh no, wait, hold on. This needs to be 4. I did it right the first time. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so I'm trying to center this shimmery part in the middle. So I cut off an inch on the left side. Now I'm going to cut an inch off of the right side. So this is going to be at 4. And then you have to decide, do you want to cut some of the purple off or do you want to cut some of this off? I'm fine with cutting some of the purple off because I have a purple base. So we're going to cut this at 5 1/4. So you're taking 3/4 of an inch off. Okay, so again, here is our sky. We're going to take an inch off of both sides. To get us at 4. And then top or bottom, you choose. I'm choosing the bottom. You're going to take 3/4 off to get you at 5 1/4. Okay, and then I'm going to take one of these long pieces here and I'm going to cut it in half so you'll get a 1/2 inch strip, and this will go on the inside of our card. Okay, so really simple card to put together. So I'm going to add, look at this. You could even do this. Look how pretty that is. And then you could do that way too. So really cool. But we're doing it like this. And this is going to go in the center. So add a bunch of dimensionals. So if anyone still wants kits for this class, I will do another round of this. So this class is $55. It includes a full pack of DSP. You'll get the ribbon, a full pack of gems. Plus all the cardstock and all that. All right. So like I said, the lighthouse and the sailboat do not cut out like a full circle. So just remember that when you're using these dies. Okay, so flip this over and this will go in the center. Oops. Okay guys, pay attention to where your land and sea are. Here we go. And I forgot, I need a little tiny dimensional. I'm going to put on the lighthouse. Okay. There we go. So then you have all that pretty color on the outside. Somebody's out cutting their grass right now. I can hear it. Once you start, you don't stop. Our grass is super long right now too. So make sure your sky is up again. Put that down like that. So now is the easy part. We're going to do a little bit of stamping. So we'll bring in our labels. We're going to bring in our inside piece. Now this one I'm going to do a little bit different, and I'm going to put it on the side. You must be getting ready to send everything out. Filling up the vehicles here. And then we'll add a little bit here. You could do either side. You could do the right or the left. And actually, this is the way it's supposed to go. No? Yes. Purple's on the bottom. Okay. So, cut off the extra. The iridescent goes towards the top. So I had to flip them around. We have congratulations we're going to put on here. There's also a happy retirement and happy anniversary that you can use. And we'll bring in gorgeous grape. Janelle, you loving these papers? I do too. You can't go wrong with these colors. These are gorgeous colors. So we'll stamp this in the middle. You know how sometimes you get, one paper in a pack that you're like, oh, you just don't love it? I can't say that with any of this paper. I love every single piece of this paper. Congratulations. What do I want? What else should we put on the inside? I might just leave the inside blank. Oh, we could stamp wishing you a lifetime of joy. Or the adventure continues. This could make a pretty graduation card too. Let's do a little bit of both. Ta-da, ta-da. Thank you, Jean. Okay, so wishing you a lifetime of joy. We'll go on this one. Oh, look how pretty that is. And then what did I say? Let the adventure continue.
You got paper on the floor here.
I'm throwing paper.
Oh, it's my favorite paper. You don't want this?
Oh,
keep
yeah.
it.
She's trying to steal the purple paper, guys.
If you don't
she
want
found it on the floor.
Finders, keepers, losers, weepers.
Right?
Yeah.
The purplelicious. I got purplelicious going on right now.
Oh, man.
Did you see
I
this
feel
one?
like
Right here. Purplicious.
Wait, when are you doing this one in person? Friday?
No, I did this one in person already. Friday is the
Oh man, that's really pretty. Oh my
Right?
gosh. Did
Like
you think of me
purple.
the entire time you made that card?
Yeah, every time I make a purple card, I do think of Chris. I'll be honest.
And every time I make an orange card, I think of you.
And then she goes, ew. Maybe we should add some purple to that. That's how we roll. And she'll say, how about a purple card? And I go, how about orange? How about any color but purple? But would this look so pretty in purple, Gina?
It's so nice.
That's what we would do when we would design. So funny.
I'd want flowers and you would want anything but flowers.
Yep. Complete opposites. But we made some great cards together. Opposites attract. So we evened each other out. What she didn't like, I loved, and
Then that averaged out for anybody who was making
right,
their cards.
it definitely did. It helped everyone. Those who liked to color, loved it, and those that didn't were on Team Chris. Those that did were on Team Gina. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of this gold and white shimmer ribbon. This is going to get wrapped around like so. See, I'm glad you guys are laughing with us. Now, Krista would be Team Blue, so.
Not that I don't like coloring, it's just that I don't like to do it often.
I would do it often. And then I would say, let's splatter. And you should see her eyeballs come out of her head and go,
I have to clean up after.
why, Gina? Why? Because it's so pretty, you
But
guys.
there's always a mess.
That's the part about art. It's getting messy. It's like cooking. Like not making a mess when you cook. You just clean up afterwards. It's all good.
Yeah, but the thing is, I would always be the one cleaning.
Well, you should have given me more space then.
I'm looking for a box that has stuff in it. Here it is. Here. I got just
See, we're just like sisters.
So there was this wasn't there, that wasn't there. This, that. Okay, that's right. So this is correct? Yeah.
Okay. So now we can adhere this to our
No, he opened up the label thing.
card base. Ta-da. Oh, look at it. Look at all that purpleiciousness. Who's my purple fans on here? This card's for you. I think the next card will be for you, Carissa. We got some blues going on. Okay. Now we're gonna angle our ends of our little
Forms.
congratulations.
Does it come out there or there? It goes out over there. I'm ready. Okay. I'm gonna change my shoes.
Oh, I should have put it on the label first so that I make sure that it's longer than my label. It is. Hopefully I did okay here. So we'll adhere this to the vellum. Then we know where to put our adhesive on the back of our vellum. So this will go in the center. Like that. And then we're going to put some dimensionals. Look at all this shimmer and sparkle. I love it. And I'm gonna put it in the center, but maybe slightly to the right because we're gonna tie a little knot on our ribbon. But what I should have done beforehand was taken a little bit of some glue dots and put it under my ribbon so that my ribbon stays where it needs to. I'll do that on this one right away while I'm thinking about it. Just put a little glue dot underneath because my dimensionals are actually on the ribbon. So this will keep my label in place a little bit better. Like that. So pretty. Then we'll take, and I'll just tie a knot. So I gave you one long strip in these kits, and then you just cut off the extra. And then whatever's extra, you can use to make your knot. Now just be careful when you pull these ends because these ends do like to kind of fray. Now I like that look, so I don't mind it, but if you don't like that, just be aware of that. And then we'll bring in our sequins, and we're going to use the iridescent ones on this one. And then what I also did was I took my Wink of Stella and I Stellaed up kind of this lighthouse area. And then of course you can take some DSP and do your envelopes. I won't do that with each one. I won't bore you with that, but there is this one. So really simple cards, but between the paper being as pretty as it is, you don't need a lot with these cards. The paper really does these cards justice. Okay, next card, here's your team blue, is going to be the blue card here. Now this is one, the sailboat, I'll show you, actually stays in here. It all stays attached. So I actually cut all these off and cut the boat out. You just had to cut a strip on the bottom and then cut it off of here. And then there's two little water pieces that are in that die also. So that's what these are. I don't know if you guys know that from the dies, but so you get these two pieces. So one is shorter and one is longer. So we've got our boat, we've got some more birds, and we've got to cut our DSP. So Should hide this purple paper so Chris doesn't walk off with it, right? Okay. All right. So this one we're going to cut like the last one, but we're going to make this one a little bit smaller. So this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So you're going to cut an extra 1/8 off of one side. So take your inch off. And you could cut 1 1/16. Let me think about this. Yes, you could cut 1 1/16 off of each side, or you can cut an inch and 1 1/8. Completely up to you. We're gonna do, we'll do 1 1/16. How's that sound? I know some of you don't like to cut in those type of measurements. So then this side we cut at 3 7/8. Okay, and then off of the bottom, we're gonna cut that 3/4 of an inch. But what I decided to do, I think I cut it off, some off the top and some off the bottom. So I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch off of the top. And then off of the bottom, we're gonna measure that at 5 1/8. So then we get that. So same thing, 1 1/16 on this side. And then this gets cut at 5, or no, 3 7/8. We'll cut a 1/2 inch off of the top. The scoring blade does not cut, in case you guys wanted to know that. And I cut it at 5 1/8. Okay. And then we're gonna take one of these strips. We're gonna cut them in half at a 1/2 inch. And then this will go on the inside of your card. Okay, so we have 2 pieces that go there. All right. Time for assembly. So it's gonna go like this. Remember not to put glue in the center or you will have a mess. And I love blueberry bushel, but I don't get to use it enough. And I think blueberry bushel looks fabulous with this set. In the next card, we use Azure Afternoon, and that's another blue that I love, but don't get to use enough of it. Lots of great color combinations you can use with this set. Or make a hot mess today. Let's see, no ribbon on this card. So we can put our front down. You're coming in late, Mary. That's all right. We still got a couple more cards to finish. Okay, so there's that. Next, we are going to glue. Now, with this vellum, I didn't realize this at first. You have a shiny side and like a sheer side, or a non-sparkly side, I should say. You want your sheer side or your shimmery side up, and then I place this in the center and more up top because I want to see this down here. I'm going to put glue on this because we're covering this up. And you could put a little bit up through here. I know we're using vellum, so, but because this line is so thin, you really don't see. I'm only trying to get a little bit of glue on here and it's not coming out. Here we go. I'm just putting a light rim. So there's a dark line here. That's kind of where I am putting this circle. And we'll do the same on the next page. I got to get a Mary hug this weekend. She was in town for the Fun in the Sun event. So that was nice. Okay, then we're gonna add our sailboats. They're gonna get popped up. All of a sudden it got really quiet in here, you guys. We had tape all morning, the door going, and now it's quiet. Just like that. So this is going to go off to the right side of the center, just slightly. Good morning, Jean. It's never too late to join, ladies. Okay, now we're going to add our water. So we're going to put the long one on first and then the shorter one. And I have a short one in my hand. A little bit of glue. And then grab your shorter one. I'm going to have some sticky fingers. And then just make sure whatever way you decide to put these on, you kind of have your little waves there. Make sure they're both going in the same direction. And I'll admit, the first time I cut this out, I threw these in the garbage because I didn't know what they were. I just figured they were scraps. But now you guys know. They're actually water. There we go. Now we'll use our glue dots to add our birds. Actually, let's do our sentiment first. So we're going to do a happy anniversary. I don't remember if I cleaned this or not, so. Wrong stamp set. Here we go. And blueberry bushel. Oh, this one's a retirement. I'll do a retirement card. I don't think I know anyone retiring, but it's always good to have one in my stash, right? So we'll do happy retirement. And then we'll do a happy anniversary. Now, if you wanted to, you could put this on as a long strip. You could stamp over to one side and just put this on as a strip, but I liked the idea of cutting it apart. So I'm going to cut off in between the happy and the anniversary. And then I'll use that as my guide to kind of cut the rest. So we've got happy, anniversary, got scraps all over the place and birds flying. Got all sorts of stuff going on. Okay, let's bring these in. Add pop-ups to the back because everything's better popped up, right? Now, just note, I am working on May tutorials, so be patient as I work on that. I'd love to say I'm going to get them all done before the weekend, but I don't think that's going to happen. And there's a lot of tutorial writing to do this month, so. Now, if you don't like that much space on the top and the bottom of your sentiment, you could cut a little bit more off of that if you wanted to. And then kind of did it in the opposite direction. There we go. So I have them tilted a little bit going in the opposite directions. And I'm actually going to bring my happy down just a little bit and overlap it. Okay. Bring in my other card. Kind of nice when you do multiple cards like this and you can kind of work in a bit of a assembly line. I should actually have put the big word on first so you can center happy above it. But, you know, I don't always follow the rules, guys. There we go. Oh, so pretty. And time to add our birds. Let's see if I can find them all. I seem to be tossing them all over here. 1, 2, look at that. Got them all over the place, but I've got them. All right, birds, glue dots. We're armed and dangerous. this one up here. I need my little take your pick tool to grab these guys. How many of you are looking forward to a nice 3-day weekend? We are winding down the school year here. I have concerts this week. Landon had one on Sunday and Bella has one tomorrow. And then Landon will play in the parade on Monday. And I think we're done with concerts for the season, but it's kind of crazy that they're beginning their marching band season. Last night was the start of their first meeting for marching bands, so they got to hear the music they'll be playing and the theme for the year. And then 2 weeks and Bella graduates. It's crazy to think how fast that's all coming. We have a very busy summer. I agree with you, Mary. Memorial Day kind of snuck up, I think, with it. It seems really early this year. I feel like some years, so Bella's birthday is on the 30th, and some years her birthday is on Labor Day weekend. And obviously this year it's not. So, yeah, it's crazy. And then I think we have a bunch of birthdays. So I think Brielle's birthday was either yesterday and I missed it, or it's Thursday. It's one of those 2 days. So I got to double check that when I get home. And then Tucker's birthday is the 6th, and then we have Bella's birthday the 30th here. So we're doing a joint birthday party for them on the 13th. So I got to get that pool open. So there's some like kind of a greenish bluish iridescent color here. So that's what we're going to use on this one. So we've got a busy summer, and then we get done with that. And then Sedona has her graduation party also. And then, gosh, it'll be 4th of July, and then we have Bella's graduation. I also have my, oops, I put the wrong color on this one. My goddaughters. So we have 4 big graduations this year. I just had my first graduation last weekend. My niece graduated, so she had her graduation. So definitely a big graduation year for us. So here we go. Here's this one. I got to do the inside yet, and of course, let's add some Wink of Stella. So like I said earlier, my big goals this weekend are lots of yard work. Hopefully get the pool open. I gotta get that pool ready for Miss Mary. She's ready to use it. So mark your calendars, guys. I have a big event coming up August 15th. I know that seems far away, but we all know how the summer goes, and you know, with vacations and all of that. So I hosted an event here in the Hive. That was my first big event, and kind of similar to the Escape with some differences. I didn't have displays and people demonstrating or anything like that, but we're doing this one at my house, and this one is kind of like, the thought was to do Christmas in July, but as I was looking at the catalog and online exclusives and things like that, we've got some online exclusives now that are being released, and they'll be out in July, but we'll also get to see the new holiday catalog as demonstrators. I think like towards the end of July. So I decided to kind of move it to August because of that. So instead of Christmas in July, we're gonna have August and July, or yeah, Christmas in August instead of Christmas in July. So it'll be at my house. The pool will be open if you need to take a break. There'll be lots of good food and prizes. And like I said, you guys can go take a dip in the pool, chill out, relax. And it's going to be like an all-day event just so you guys can take advantage of the pool and whatever you guys want to do. I've been working on some plans for that, but I got lots of parties going on this summer between the kids having the triple birthday party. So we'll have a 18, a 17, and I believe Tucker's 15. So we'll have that party, and then Bella's grad party, and then we'll have the August event. So lots of fun things going on in my house this year. So mark your calendars for that. So we'll be stamping poolside. Hopefully the weather will cooperate with us. Okay, so our inside of our card. Let's do, I like this sentiment. Hello, Miss Carmen. Wherever this note finds you. Oh, we'll put congratulations on the retirement one. Happy anniversary, congratulations. Here we go. You guys sound like, you guys like how I'm kind of like winging things here. Oh no, don't drop the clear stamp. They're always so much harder to find. And they pick up the cat hair. Okay. It will be lots of fun, Holly. All right, we are going to use Blueberry Bushel. Thank you, Margine. I hope you guys are enjoying these cards. They were so fun to put together. Like I said, who doesn't love staring at this paper? Oh, happy anniversary. I don't want to put congratulations. You could put congratulations, but I want, there's a really pretty sentiment, and this is the, phrases and frames, and I love the sentiment. Anniversaries are for celebrating the joys of today, the memories of yesterday, and the hopes of tomorrow. And I feel like Stampin' Up! Kind of got away from this for a while, but they didn't have much for phrases. They had sentiments, but not phrases really to put in cards, and I love this.
Hi, Gina. We're going.
Hi, bye. Janet saying hi and
That's
bye.
okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
She wants this door locked, and then the door into the mudroom locked, so that the cats can run free and go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I hope I remember that all.
They're locked now. So we
Okay.
go out, just
Okay. If they're locked, they're fine. I don't need to go out in the mudroom. So.
all you gotta do is go through them. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, I was saying, as I dip my finger right in the blue ink, I'm gonna have Smurf fingers now. I love that they've come out with stamp sets with phrases in them that coordinate with happy anniversary, congratulations, happy birthday. I feel like we were in a spell where everything was just happy birthday, celebrate, you did it. You know, there wasn't enough to go in them, and so they've come out with several stamp sets that have all these wonderful phrases in them, and I'm absolutely in love with them. Okay, make sure I put the right inside in the right card, because I wouldn't want to ruin this beautiful card. Okay, and happy retirement. All right, look at that. Oh, gorgeous, right? Oh my goodness, this paper does it all for us. So we don't have to do much for cards, as the paper is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so now we have our final card. This is our final card. I'm not sure if I actually cut your cards this way. I probably was supposed to, but you know, you get in the habit of cutting your cards in one direction. And but if it's not, if it's the traditional side, no worries. It still could be made this way. I was just thinking of that. I'm like, I wonder when I sent these out if I cut my cards this way or if they did the other way. But either way will work, okay? And like I said, for those of you, I'm doing a second round of these because some of you have reached out and asked if I still had kits, and I need to order some more paper and things like that. So you have through the weekend if you would like to get added to the list. Okay, final card. We've got some more blues going on. Azure Afternoon. I love Azure Afternoon. It reminds me of summer. Ocean water. So you got 2 pieces of Secret Sea. We've got some boats and more birds. I think Glenn might have been sick of looking at birds when he cut these out, and sailboats, but he cut lots of sailboats out. He cut extra sailboats, so we have lots of sailboats going on. All right, our DSP for this one. And you could always, if you decide you want to use a different paper in this pack, I mean, you could definitely pull in this paper. This would look really pretty with this one too. It's up to you. I don't think we used this one in this set, or there's another one I feel like. Let's see, which one is this right here? So this one has the light blue on the back. They're all similar, but it's just slightly different. Okay, trimmer. So this one, I wanted my sun off to the right hand side, so that's what I was thinking when I was cutting this. You guys can cut your paper any way you want, depending where you want your suns to be. This is what I did, and hopefully I cut this right. So off of the right side, I'm cutting this. I gotta think about my paper direction here. 4 1/4. Okay, so you have this piece here, and then I cut a 1/2 inch, 1 inch off the top. That doesn't sound right. Oh yeah, so we're cutting this at 4 1/4 and 4 1/2. All right, so we're gonna cut 1 inch off the top. So the side is at 4 1/2. I'm gonna flip this over, and then you're gonna cut a 1/2 inch off of the bottom. Ta-da! Okay, once again, right hand side, we're gonna cut it at 4 1/4. And then the top, we're gonna cut 1 inch and a 1/2 inch, which takes us to 4 1/2 on that side. And then we're gonna take and cut this 2 pieces at a 1/2 inch. for our inside. And you need 2 pieces, 1 for each card. Okay. Hardest part's over. The rest is easy peasy. So, we'll glue these on the inside. So bring in your white. Then you have to decide if you want to cut off more blue or if you want to cut off more pink. Okay, cut off the extra. There we go, so that's done. Now you have, and these may be different sizes in your kits. I just used scraps that I had. So some are 1/2 inch, some might be 3/4 of an inch. But sometimes it's just easier just to leave them. So just than cutting 1/8 of an inch off or whatever. So you're just gonna border these with a little bit of Secret C. So it's up to you how much Secret C you want to see. I just want like about 1/8 of an inch showing. So you're gonna do that on the top and on the bottom. Can you guys believe it's almost summer? So, there we go. One more. Like that. Now, we are going to put our ribbon on. So we need our Secret C ribbon. Make sure your sun is on the top, and we are going to put ribbon across like so. So grab your tear tape. I just love these colors, you guys. And it looks like I'll have enough to tie a knot. So yay. Whoa. Dropping stuff. So we'll cut this off. And then we're gonna save that piece to make a knot. And then this can go on the front of your card. And then I centered it, so you should have equal space top and bottom. Looks like I'll need my glue eraser out. I got a little glue up there. So there we go. That's card number 1. Then I need to bring in that second roll of ribbon that I already have sitting out. Makes me wish I had a sailboat to go sailing on. Okay, so here we go. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to stamp our sentiment, and we are using wherever this finds you. And we get to stamp with Azure. It's a fun name to say, Azure. And a different way to use the Arches label, instead of, you know, traditional way like this, we're turning it on its side here. And I'm going to leave this one blank because I feel like the sentiment could be a lot of different things. It could be a thank you. It could be someone moving. It could be, oh, let's see, it could be, you know, a graduation. I feel like there's lots of different things and I don't know what I would want to give this for. So I'm going to keep it blank and then fill in a sentiment when I'm ready to give this card. So here's our inside. And I love that you get to see all of this color on the inside as well. I take our scissors here. Now I have some ribbon on here, so there we go. All right. I'm going to pop these up. Got a little gnat or something in here flying away. And this is going to go almost to the edge, not quite. You want to save a spot to put a little knot. we're going to take this end here and tie it in a knot. Angle the ends. And then we'll put this on with a glue dot. And we'll make another one. And that will go there. So now we just need to pop up our sailboats and add our birds. And your black dimensionals would probably work really great with this. But I don't use my black as often as I probably should, and so I don't keep them in my little caddy. I tend to keep them like Halloween time, I think of. So you're gonna place your little sailboats off into the sea. There's my big one. And then we'll bring in the glue dots again for our birds. So you've got lots of birds in this kit. I'm so thankful though that this was one die that you could cut all 3 birds out at the same time. That one. I do have to say, I do find that glue dots are easier. I was just putting a little dot of glue when I originally put these on, but I think using a glue dot works really well. Okay. Add a little bit of shimmer. And a few of the orange sparkles. So like I said, you're going to make 4 of each design. So you're going to get 16 cards out of this kit. And you'll have paper left over to do your envelopes. You guys saw I did 1 set of envelopes. So here's card 1. Here's cards 2. Cards 3. And cards 4. And like I said, this one, remember you can do Every other one you can emboss. So that was a little fun thing to do today. So you're getting all of these cards. Now I only have 12 of them here. So you're going to make one more set of cards. So we did 2 of each design. Like I said, tutorials I'm still working on. But hopefully we'll get them out within, I hope, the next week. Like I said, I am doing another round of orders for anyone who would like this. This is $55 plus shipping. Porch pickup, if you guys want it, is available with Christine. I also have, oh, let's show these beauties off one more time. Flip the camera around here again. I still have the Technique. This was using the impressions folders, or not the impressions folder, the impressions plate, and we used phrases and frames. So these 4 cards are available yet. And I have the album class coming up. This class will be in person. I did this video. This was my first YouTube live that I did on my YouTube station. So those of you who have been watching, or you haven't watched my last couple of videos, Chris challenged me at our sale-a-bration to get my YouTube channel going. I created it, but never did much with it after that because, you know, technology and I are not friends. So YouTube, you can find me at Glitter and Ink with Gina. You'll see my orange symbol. So make sure you guys subscribe there, because starting next month, I'll be doing more there. And hopefully by July, I will be completely on my own channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you guys can see everything I'm up to. Make sure you're following me on Facebook. Make sure you're sharing my videos so I can bring you guys more great stuff. Oh, I was going to just show you the album. See, I got distracted already. So I have this album. I sent out some orders this past week. Those of you who ordered them right off the bat, I was able to get some of them out. I have to order more paper, and these are in back orders, so I have to wait for those to come in. I think these come in June 1st. So I have a whole nother shipment of these that will go out in June. So if you guys want one, reach out. This is $40 plus shipping. You get a whole 12 pack of this DSP. Oh, you guys are so great. You guys are sending all the hearts. I love it. Thank you. And then you're going to make this album. So technically you'll have a whole nother half a pack of paper left over that you could almost make 2 of these. You do need 12 by 12 paper for the base. But I will give you all of that to make one. But if you wanted to make multiple, you'll need that. So these open up, these flaps here, to add photos to. You could add journaling to. So it goes like that. And then this 13 spots to put photos here. Like I said, I'm going to make some of these for graduation, and I'm going to use some different DSPs. So I'll make sure to show you guys that. And then we have this little pull out that you could add more photos and journaling. So this class will be in person Saturday, June 13th at 9:00 a.m. For those of you who want to join in person, and to-go kits will, I think Chris's shipping date is May 12th or June 12th. So if anyone wants to get in, you know, have combined shipping, I can add that to that. Otherwise, I will send a separate shipment out for those that don't need combined shipping. So look forward to that. And like I said, I got a bunch of stuff. May was a great month. You guys were awesome. And I had lots to ship. And I kind of had 3 different shippings kind of going on. I had my own. And then Chris had 2 different shippings. So I think for some reason, I feel like I might have missed something in one of your kits. And I feel like it's more, it might be the, I had my creative surprise box. So if you guys find that you're missing something, I'm usually really good, but I think the extra shipping dates were kind of messing with me a little bit. I had one extra thing for my surprise box, and I'm not sure if I shipped those in that first shipment. I know I got them in the second shipment and those who were local, but so if any of you find that you're ever missing something, please just reach out and I will make sure that it gets sent out to you. I'm usually pretty good, I think. No one has ever, I think maybe one time someone said they were missing something, but other than that, I think I've been pretty good. So, yeah, but reach out if you guys are missing anything. Like I said, those extra shipping dates and keeping everything together, I think I might have had one oopsie in there. So let me know. But otherwise, thank you for stamping with me. I will be back here on Friday with the Heirloom Boutique scrapbook slash card workshop. That'll be Friday at 4 o'clock. I believe Christina's doing her showcase on Friday before that. So I'll come on whenever she's done. So you'll find me there. And then I have Friday the 20th, or no, Wednesday the 27th. For those of you who got the surprise box, that is when I will do the video and you will get an email link that will take you to the video for that. So it's only for those who purchased that box. So anyways, I think that is all I have for you. I hope you all have an amazing Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully the weather will cooperate and we can enjoy the nice 3-day weekend. So I will see you all on Friday. Thanks, everyone.